Hi, I'm Don Carswell, General Manager of Dublin Nissan. We're open and we were never closed, and we are here for you.
Dublin Nissan will gladly pick up your car for service or deliver your new car to your home. Dublin Nissan is ready to help.
From Dublin Nissan to your driveway, we deliver.
Anywhere in the great state of Georgia.
Right now, get up to 3 months deferred payments.
That's on 11 Nissan models.
Remember, online or in person, Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you'll ever need.
Hey, I'm Tasha Rowland, inviting you to come out to the Cloverleaf Restaurant to enjoy all-you-can-eat buffet. We are now cafeteria style. We got all your favorite cooked up and fresh, ready to enjoy. Open Sunday through Friday, 11 to 2, and Friday is our seafood day. Cloverleaf Restaurant will have your plate ready. Call 478-275-2080. Cloverleaf Caters. Call us for your next gathering or event. Cloverleaf Restaurant, we'll see you soon.
Welcome back. Now we're going to hear from our Lawrence County Tax Commissioner candidates. We have tonight with us, we have Mr. Lee Dixon and Mr. Matt Lake. We're going to have 2-minute opening statements, and we're going to start with you, Mr. Dixon. Your 2 minutes starts right now.
I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Lee Dixon. I'd like to thank the Chamber and Heath for coming and doing this debate. I'd like to thank TV 35 for filming this debate. I hope it goes well. I'd like to give you a little history about myself. I'm a lifelong resident of Lawrence County. I'm a graduate of West Lawrence High School, 1977. I've been married to Rhonda Dixon, which is my wife, for 41 years. We have 3 kids and 8 grandkids. I'm a charter member of Liberty Baptist Church, which means a lot to me. I've served in several positions at the church. I'm a trustee, and I'm very faithful. This COVID virus we've had is threw a loop in it to us, so we've been out of loop for about 2.5 months, but we're getting started back. A little history about me. I was employed by Piggly Wiggly. My first job, I worked there for 12 years. I worked my way up to management. I worked in 3 stores in 3 counties. So I feel like I had customer service experience from there that I learned from. I worked at Southeast Paper, which is now West Rock. I worked there for 20 years. From there, I moved on to the tax office, where I started 11.5 years ago, and didn't know very little about taxes at that time. I've learned a great deal in the last 11 years. I'm running on experience. I feel like experience means a lot. You can't replace experience a lot of times, but I'm still learning, so we always got improvement for learning. Customer service is important to me, and I will work on that. We have some issues with that, and I want to continue doing that. I'm honest, I have integrity, and I like helping people. That's what I do. My name is Lee Dixon, and I ask for your vote on June 9th, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Mr. Lake, you have 2 minutes.
Hi, my name is Matt Lake. Born here in Dublin, Lawrence County. Been a lifelong member here. Proud of that. My mother is Lisa Hogan, and her husband Danny Hogan. They kind of raised me in Dexter, and went to West Lawrence High School, class of 1999. Go Raiders! But we got 2 Raiders up there.
2 Raiders.
Yeah. So anyways, been married to my wife, Suzanne Lake. She was a Preston maiden name. We've got 5 children, and I am the missionary pastor at Christ Chapel Church here in Lawrence County. I wanted to tell you a little bit about, why I wanted to do this. I've always been community minded. We've got several businesses here in Dublin and Lawrence County, and I always feel like it's always good to look for new ways to serve your community, and I feel like the Tax Commissioner's Office would be a great place to do that. They interact with people of the county. Every person in the county has to go into this tax commissioner's office every year, and it's just a great place, I think, to serve and to step out and be more community involved. I've got a lot of plans and I've got a lot of ideas I'm sure we'll talk about here shortly. But on June 9th, I'd like to ask for your support and vote Matt Lake for your Lawrence County Tax Commissioner.
Thank you, gentlemen. Our first question tonight will be for you, Mr. Lake. County taxes, currently, are they too high? Are they about right? Are they pleasantly low?
I don't think they'll ever be pleasantly low. You know, and nobody likes to pay taxes. Let's just get that right. I've got property all over Lawrence County. We've got businesses, like I said. We pay a lot of ad valorem taxes. Nobody likes to do that. It's not a fun thing. However, it's a necessary thing. So I feel like, to answer your question specifically, I think they're probably about right. We seem to manage our county government in a pretty good level playing ground, a pretty good level way. I think our mill rate, obviously I would like to see the mill rate go down a little bit to save money. But I realize that if we want Dublin and Lawrence County to grow and to strengthen and to improve, then it's going to take tax revenue dollars coming in. And the more tax revenue dollars coming in, the better we can make Dublin and Lawrence County. And the better we can make Dublin and Lawrence County, the more industry that we can attract to come in. So it's kind of like a circle. But I think we're about right.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon, are county taxes currently too high, about right, or pleasantly low?
I get asked that question all the time. Personally, I think they're about right. Out of the 159 counties, at one time, and I'm not sure the percentage right now, we were the third lowest millage rate in the state of Georgia. A lot of people complain about it, but if we don't collect the taxes or have the revenue there to supply the needs for the county, industry has, the Development Authority has done a great job. We've lost some businesses, but that kept our millage rate down because we had industry here. Some of the counties are sky high. And to answer the question, I think they're in line with how we operate because we hadn't had to raise them. Whether they're going to lower them or not, that's up to the school board and the county commissioners to do that.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with you this time, Mr. Dixon. Do you have any plan to promote any changes to any existing taxes? And if so, which ones and why?
Well, like in my statement is, we don't set the millage rate from our office. We're more of a collection agency that we are. The millage rate is set by your school board, your county commissioners, and it's based on value that's set by the assessors. So I have some plans, I have some goals for the office that can improve. We're always open for improvement. If we're not improving, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So yes, I do have some plans. I'll go into that in my closing statement.
Okay. Mr. Lake, do you have any plan to promote any change to any existing taxes? And if so, which ones and why?
Well, I think I'd have to reiterate what Lee said. So the tax commissioner's office is mainly a collection office. We don't really have a lot of power to being a tax commissioner. You don't have a lot of power to change taxes and do things like that. Now we can promote those type things. My plans would be to try to make that office more efficient, which would then in turn allow us to save money and hopefully lower the millage rate. And so I think efficiency improvement on collection and not having like delinquent taxes where properties have not been paid taxes on, not having those properties, last out there for years, and instead turn that into something that we can go ahead and collect on and sell that property and get that money into the county so that we don't have to raise the millage rate. That would be my answer to that question.
We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
What makes Century 21 Durden and Cornegay the #1 realty group in the area? First off, we sell more homes, and our team of agents works harder than any other realty brokerage. Buying or selling a home can be made easy with our professionals, so make the #1 choice in your real estate agent. Century 21 Durden and Cornegay Realty, For more information, log on to c21dublin.com or call us at 272-1535.
Community Bank of Dublin, Lawrence County is here to help you with all of your financial needs. Our team knows what it takes to make life easy and convenient and will help you get set up with our mobile and online banking. We founded Community Bank on common sense banking and a dedication to help people just like you. Our lender, Amy Thompson, loan officer, Gail Rainey, along with our Assistant Vice President, Ryan Lastinger, Executive Vice President, Brian Bazemore, and President CEO, Chuck Harwell, know what it takes to make life easy and convenient and can help you with loans for almost everything, from your automobile, home, land, or any financial goals you have. Come visit us today. Community Bank of Dublin, Lawrence County, where common sense banking never goes out of style.
Hey, want a successful career? Start with an education that puts you front and center with hands-on experience. An education that will prepare you for opportunity in 2 years or less. An education that's fast and affordable. Most OFTC students graduate debt-free thanks to the Hope Career Grant, which offers free tuition in more than 63 programs. Think differently about college. Choose OFTC for an education that's fast, local, and debt-free. OFTC is an equal opportunity institution.
I'm going to do the best I can on this next question. It was actually called in to me, and they're looking for your opinions on this particular matter. But school taxes. The elderly in Lawrence County pay school taxes. Do you believe they should receive a tax break? Why or why not?
This be my question.
This would start with you, yes, sir.
Yes, okay. I would definitely like to see that. I would like to see maybe yeah, I don't know what age I would pick. I would probably say in the 65 to 70 range to give those elderly people with more limited income a little bit of a tax break. That would be something I'd like to see. Now, obviously, if that happened, we'd have to find a way to make that money up. But that's something that I would be in favor for, yes.
Okay. Mr. Dixon, tax relief for the elderly relative to school taxes.
Yes, I can address that. We have exemptions for elderly. I meant to mention that in my last question, but since you brought it up in this question, we have exemptions on school tax if it's income based at age 62. You get a double homestead at age 65, which is a $2,000 and $4,000, a $10,000 exemption from school taxes. Our county is not one of them that has local legislation to exempt people of that age from school taxes. Some of our northern counties do. But a lot of people don't know it. That's what I do. I try to encourage people to sign up for these exemptions, and that's why you have to have a hands-on. If you know these people, you know they're at that age, you try to help them with those exemptions.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with you on this one, Mr. Dixon. Do you believe any part of the county budget should be shielded from cuts, and if so, which areas?
Well, our office is budget. We have a budget. I'm not involved in the budget because I'm just an employee there, but I think I would be, I know I'd be involved in it when elected. But our budget for our office is very low. One of our biggest budget items is mailing out bills and other things like that. But our budget is very low based on that. Payroll, and we have a lot of issues with customer service. I understand that, but sometimes during this COVID virus, we had the skeleton crew with half employees there. So we had long lines, but I think the long lines was better than being completely closed. So we did serve the county. It might have been in a slow manner, but we did serve the county.
Okay. Mr. Lake, should any part of the county budget be shielded from cuts, and if so, which area?
Well, I would start with, if we were going to have to cut something, I would definitely shield the sheriff department. I think we've got to keep our county protected. We've got to keep law enforcement active. You can see just right now, like with the riots that are happening up north due to the unfortunate death of the man by the police officer. their town's being destroyed. And it's because now they don't have enough police presence in there to control that. And so I'd never want to see Dublin or Lawrence County in any kind of situation like that. And so if we were going to shield anything, I would definitely start there and say we've got to shield our sheriff department from any kind of cuts at all.
Thank you, Mr. Lake. Mr. Lake, I'll start with you on this next one. What would you do to ensure a more positive customer service experience is provided for those whom you will be serving?
Well, that's simple. That starts with training. I think you've got to have the most well-trained staff that you can possibly have, and it has to be continually trained. Customer service is number one, and this office is really like it's an extension of service to the community. And me being in business, I built my life on customer service. I've had to have customer service in order to maintain customers coming in and that kind of thing. And so you learn that number one, dealing with the public is tough. I mean, let's just be honest. It's just tough to do that. But you got to have patience, you got to have training, and you got to have the right person in the right job. And sometimes, when people get in certain jobs, it's just not right for them. So you need to be wise enough to be able to realize that. If you have an employee that maybe shouldn't be on the front lines, let's try to move that employee if they can't be trained properly and get them into a better area that they can serve the tax commissioner's office.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon, what would you do to ensure a more positive customer service experience is provided for those whom you will be serving?
I counted up some of the years that we have experience in the office, and I know out of 9 people, not including the current tax commissioners, we have like 125 years of experience. That's why I said you can't replace experience, but there's always room for improvement. We have discussed in the past, other counties do it, cross-training. Motor vehicle side of our department is very lengthy sometimes in what they do. Property is pretty cut and dried. We operate on it. We collect their money and they move on. There's so many things with motor vehicles that they don't have the right information and they still have to come back. So some people get irritated because they don't get the right answer at that time, but it's not that we're not trying to help them. There's so many guidelines by the Department of Revenue and by the state that we have to go by. But I want to improve on that. The training, like Mr. Lake said, that's a big issue.
Okay, thank you. We'll start with you this time, Mr. Dixon. What is the single most pressing issue facing this office and how will you address it?
Well, I think we've both already covered that. Customer service, that's number one. I'm going to be a hands-on tax commissioner. I feel like I have been, but I hadn't had the authority to do that, and I want to assume the authority to handle that. I think if a customer is having a problem, that's where I'd like to step in and show leadership and see if I can help with the problem. So I think that is a big problem that we can solve in the future.
Okay. Mr. Lake, what do you feel is the most pressing issue facing this office today, and how will you address it?
Well, I feel like a little bit of lack of leadership. I know we've got a great experienced tax commissioner that's there, but he's been down with some health issues for the past couple of years, and so that lack of leadership there has really allowed that office to deteriorate, and that has caused the customer service area to be extremely neglected. And these past few months, as I've been going around the county and I'm talking with different people, everybody comes up and says, customer service, customer service, customer service. Just if you can just get that right, then I'll be a happy person. I'll be a happy member of Lawrence County. And so I laid that out a little bit about training and how we would correct that. Again, I think that also if you could promote those particular individuals, I've dealt with the tax office my whole life, professional life, and so I know from experience dealing with different ones, some of them need to be promoted that probably are not promoted, and they need to be compensated for that. And so I think if you can throw that structure in there along with leadership and guidance, and let your employees know that you have their back, because there's going to be mean, irate customers coming in, and you've got to be able to handle that as well and kind of dissolve that situation, and so that's how I would handle it.
Okay, thank you. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Darren Keene with Clements & Keene Insurance. And many of us do not like to talk about it, but no family needs to go without a life insurance program. Show your family how much you love them by preparing in advance with a life insurance program. Clements & Keene Insurance can help you with term insurance or permanent insurance. Regardless of your need, your age, or where you may be in life, life insurance is a critical part of financial planning for you and your family. Please give us a call at Clements & Keene Insurance, 272-8019.
Portions of this program are brought to you by CurePoint Cancer Treatment, 2406 Bellevue Road in Dublin. At CurePoint Cancer Treatment, we're bringing you state-of-the-art cancer treatment right here at home. CurePoint Cancer Treatment. Check us out on Facebook.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound-guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Mr. Lake, I'll start with you on this one. Would citizens get more effective services at a better rate if more functions of the county were accomplished by contracting with private providers?
I would like to think not. I think we have enough good people and enough good employees in the tax commissioner's office that if we get those people under the proper structure and organization and under the proper leadership, we can accomplish twice what we're accomplishing now. And I think we could do it more efficiently and more effectively, which would in turn help the consumer that's going to come in and deal with that office, try to get people in and out quicker. And also just educate people. A lot of people are just uneducated about what this office does and what they handle, and they may be angry about a property tax bill that they've got, and they'll be coming in to take it out, or complain to the tax commissioner about it when, they don't realize that the commissioner doesn't actually assess the property. And so there has to be some education things that happen. And I think we can do that through online platforms. I think if we roll some things out online through a better interactive website, more messaging, more things that people can dig into, they can realize, hey, I don't need to go up there. I need to go see an assessor if I have a problem with my property taxes.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon, would citizens get more effective services at a better rate if more functions of the county were accomplished by contracting with private providers?
I don't think so. We have a lot of issues with people being misled of what we do. A lot of the citizens need to be educated. A lot of people don't get the newspaper because of what's going on there. They just don't read the newspaper like they used to. So going online would be an efficient way to do that. But I'm here for questions for any citizen that needs help. That's what I do. I'm a helper. I'm a leader. And I don't think it's important to source out, because I think there's questions that come along in our office with years of experience. We have the answers. If we don't have the answers, we'll find the answers and get back with you.
Thank you. I will start with you on this one. What types of technology can be used to increase efficiency in this office?
Well, I will address that because 1 year ago today, May the 28th, 2019, motor vehicles was implemented with a new drive system, which it used to be on gratis. So we're still learning on that from the motor vehicle side, and that will set up through the state. There's so many things involved in it. We've had the first 6 months on that was highly complicated, but the technology part on it, people can renew their tags online. It will be mailed to them. People can renew their property taxes online. it charges a fee because most anything dealing with technology is going to charge a fee. And if the county absorbed that fee for whatever that card fee may be, for convenience fee, then that would still be costing the taxpayers money. So it's available, but there's a lot of things that we wait on customers in person that we can tell them. I do it all the time. A lot of people come to me, my taxes is too high. Well, how old are you? Where you live? Let me look at it for you. So that's what I do. That's what I have done, and I want to continue. I think we do a well job with that.
Okay. Mr. Lake, what types of technology could be used to increase efficiency in this office?
Well, I'm a big fan of online presence, but I'm also a big fan of convenience. And one convenient thing that we can offer that's been implemented in other counties in Georgia would be to use kiosk systems to where you can put these. A lot of these kiosk systems are in Kroger's up north, and you can put these kiosk systems in, and while you're getting your groceries, if you need to go renew your tag, you go over there, you put your information in, and it actually will give you everything you need to go out and put a sticker on your tag, and you never have to go into the tag office and wait in lines or anything like that. That'd be one great thing I think that we need to look into. If we want Dublin to be a shining star in Georgia, we've got to have every bit of technology that we can afford and put that into this office. Another thing I think we should, with online stuff that's going on now, I think it would be worth the investment to get a more interactive online presence with this office to explain things like homestead exemptions and explain things where people can save money, where they may not readily understand how to do that already. And also, put the properties that are being foreclosed on or, auctioned off, put those things on there and just let people be more informed about that through that online platform.
Thank you. Mr. Lake, do you agree, and this is an opinionated question, but do you agree with the current allocations of tax dollars in Lawrence County? And if not, where should we be spending more or less?
That's a loaded question. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to stay middle of the line on that. I feel like, the commissioners do a really good job at allocating the money that comes in, and we're having roads being paved. We have a readily available sheriff department that works very efficiently, and obviously each particular department that draws out of that bucket of tax revenue would like to get more. However, I think if we would, as a group and as a community, try to conserve the funds that we are given and use those funds not based on, hey, we have to spend this much money or they won't give it to us next year, but just spend it on like, hey, we need to spend this money to serve the public in this way, and let's be efficient with that money, then we probably wouldn't have to answer that question at all.
Mr. Dixon, do you agree with the current allocation of tax dollars in Lawrence County? If not, where should we spend more or less?
Well, like Mr. Lake said, that's a loaded question for the tax commissioner's office because we don't allocate from our office. We collect for our office for the county. That's up to the county commissioners and the school board how they spend that. Could it be done at a better rate? Because the tax monies that are used, if you have an accident, do you want that ambulance service to be there to take care of you? The answer is yes. If you have a violence in your location, do you want that sheriff's department paid? Yes. So there's multiple things, which is maintenance and operation of the county is what it's designated for. But that, I don't really have a good answer for that other than that.
That's a pretty good one, and this next one is in line. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Dixon. As a taxpayer, what tax causes you the most heartburn?
As a taxpayer. That's another loaded question, right along with the other one. I don't mind paying my share of taxes. A lot of people come in the office and say, well, you don't have to pay taxes. I pay taxes just like every one of you out here in the county do. I get homestead exemption, which is about $40 it saves you. So it's not a big saving, but I know $40 is $40. I pay my taxes, and I kind of want everybody else to pay theirs. Back to another question on there. We do sell properties. We don't let people go unpaid. We have a tax sale schedule now, which we try not to get past 2 years on there. So we are collecting. I pulled some numbers this week, and for 2019, we've collected 96 points. Less than 97, but more than 96%. So that's a pretty good rate. So we are, that's on the property side. On the motor vehicle side, the county doesn't get a lot of the motor vehicle monies that's taken in because it goes to the state. So that's my answer.
Okay. And Mr. Lake, is there a particular tax that causes you heartburn?
Yes. Yes. Being in business, property taxes are always high, and that's always not a fun bill to get, especially at Christmas time. But my pet peeve tax would probably be the ad valorem tax. And, so ad valorem tax, we're paying taxes on inventory that we're carrying through our businesses and things like that. And that's it's a catch-22 because you want to carry a certain amount of inventory in order to serve your customers and that kind of thing. But if you carry too much, then you got to pay a higher amount of taxes at the end of the year. And so that's always a hard one to juggle for me. I wish we could figure out a way where we didn't have to take so much ad valorem taxes off of people, but it is what it is, and as long as it's serving a purpose and the community's being blessed by it, then so be it.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
At Georgia Power, we believe inspiration is like a circuit. When it lights up young minds, it comes full circle. That's why we teach future generations about science and energy efficiency through our Learning Power program. After all, what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy.
Hey, I'm Glenn Register with Hometown Supply. Hometown Supply, located in downtown Dublin, is here for all of your home and hardware needs. We work with customers. I know sometimes times get tough. We work with you through those. Local delivery is available for merchandise sold. Anything that a customer needs, we take care of. Just remember, you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
Gentlemen, it's time for our closing statements, and since we began with you, Mr. Dixon, we're going to start with you on these. Mr. Lake, you have 2 minutes.
Well, I'd like to thank TV 35 and for this opportunity to debate. I'd also like to thank Mr. Dixon for being here. We have a lot of work that we can do in this office. I think we've covered that. There's a lot of ideas that we can do and implement to make some changes. And that's the good news is these things can be fixed. The good news is the tax commissioner's office can run much better than it's been running. And I think we can use the experience of the employees that are there. We just need to train them, further training and train them better. We need to give them a little bit of oversight, and we need to give them some support so that they can fulfill their job duties with the best of their ability. And we also need to educate the community on what the tax commissioner's office does. And by doing that, I think we will serve our community in a much better fashion. One other thing that I'd like to see us do is I'd like the tax commissioner's office to work hand in hand with the assessor's office as well as with the county commissioner and the county administrator. I think the better relationships you can have with those particular groups of people, you will be able to serve your residents much better and much more effectively. Because the county commissioner is the elected official, we're going to get your residents going to come in to talk to us because we're elected. So what we need to do is be able to help them and say, okay, we hear you, we want to help you, but let me put you in touch with the right person, and I'll do whatever I can do to remedy the problem that you're having. So I feel like that doing all these things, as well as continuing to improve our technology, that we can make this Lawrence County Tax Commissioner's office much better. And I'd like to ask for your support and for your vote on June 9th. Please vote Matt Lake, your Lawrence County Tax Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Lake. Mr. Dixon?
Yes, I would like to continue to thank TV 35 for being here, Heath for leading us in this debate. I think we've had some good questions. I want to be your next tax commissioner. Since I learned that the tax commissioner was retiring, I felt it was my duty as an employee to step up to the plate. I've had several people in the county to promote me and ask me to do that. So that's where I stepped into this experience at. I'm running on experience. I have 11 and a half years experience. I think that means a lot. I plan to give 100% because that's what I do. I've done that throughout my career. Most people that know me know what I do. I kind of want to relate it to like a football team. They need a coach. You got to have a good coach. A coach can't do it by himself. He's got to have good employees. You got to have leadership, and I think I can provide that leadership. You have to work well with your county commissioners, your county administrator, and your assessor's office. You have to direct them into your customers in the right way. So if they got questions, it may not be our fault, but you got to lead them to those departments for where they can get their problem solved. No one will work harder than me in the upcoming. I have passion about what I do. I'm one of the first ones there in the morning and the last one to leave. So I'm going to give you 110% of what I do. I will be there for you. My office is open. I'm still there whether I win or lose. But I would ask for your support. Me and Mr. Lake here are running on the Republican Party. The only way to vote for either one of us, you got to vote Republican. But I'll ask for your vote in support on June the 9th. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon, and again, thank you, Mr. Lake, and thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to take one more commercial break. That concludes our Lawrence County Tax Commissioner Forum. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Pam Tillery.
And I'm Jody Tanner.
And we are
the TNT Group. We are now located at RE/MAX Realty Team, and we would like to share our new slogan with you.
Our goal is to serve with compassion, guide with integrity, and inspire you to reach your real estate dreams.
And you can reach us at 478-353-1234. Give us a call.
I'm Pam.
And I'm Jody.
And we are
the TNT Group.
I'm Jeff Shepard, and we're here at Roach Farm and Garden to let you know that we are here for you. You may call us at 478-272-3340. We're offering curbside pickup, or call in and ask about delivery on bulk items. Cooking more around the house? Have a full line of grills, fryers, along with the seasoned pellets, chips, and charcoal. Small garden or 1,000-acre farm. We have everything from fertilizer, seed, and weed control. From cats to cows and every animal in between. Roach Farm and Garden carries all the feed and a full line of animal care products. Trouble finding pool supplies? Roach Farm and Garden has you covered. Got too much time on your hands? Get your honey-do some plant. We have trees and shrubs arriving daily with a greenhouse full of veggies. Roach Farm and Garden in 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville. Good luck and God bless.
Riverview Golf Course, located on the beautiful Oconee River, is open to the public 7 days a week from 7 till 7, and you can play all day for just $25. Riverview Golf Course opened in the spring of 1977 and has been enjoyed by thousands since. Come on out to Riverview Golf Course today off Highway 19 at Riverview Drive, just 2 miles off I-16, exit 54. Riverview Golf Course in Dublin, making memories every day.